Okay, take another 5, 4, 3, 2, 17. All right. All right, so we have a whole bunch of A's. Now, you should know better than to think that I would put the correct answer on A 2 times in a row. That would just be ridiculous. Does anybody want to explain their A answer? Shall I just? We got loads of time, so who said A? Yeah. What do you got? Which is just that. Fine. And you got 0.44. Actually, what you got was 0.44 repetand. Okay? Good. And actually, while we're on the topic, you should bring a calculator to the final. That makes sense? Simple. You just leave the base rates out. Okay? Now, I'm not saying nobody's going to say that this is precisely the right model, but it seems to get us in the right direction so far, right? This is funny. This lecture is way shorter than it was last year. Not quite sure why. No, don't. That doesn't mean you get to leave. So let me just say a few things about the policy stuff that's going on here. Yeah? Oh, you didn't do that at all? Okay. And you didn't get that? Oh, sorry. You know what? I think I just wrote down what Andrew was saying backwards. This isn't actually right. Those are yeah. So, but that's just me. Sorry. Yes, it wasn't that at all. It's the probability that you're a person of color, given that you right. It's the proportion of people who carry guns that are people of color, and the proportion of people who carry guns that are white. That's what you want it to be. This is why the lecture took so much longer last year. Yeah. Thank you. We need to up our game, Andrew. Yeah. Sorry. Thank you for catching that. Okay, so that's the story. Now let me say a couple things about this. It is easy to stop too soon and say, oh, you see, the problem is that cops aren't paying enough attention to the simple fact that, I mean, what base rate neglect basically is saying is, look, the reason that you think that African Americans and Latinos are the reason you want to pull them over so much, the reason you think that they're so much more likely to have a gun than they actually are, is because you're just ignoring how extremely unlikely it is that anybody's carrying a gun. That's base rate neglect. And I just showed you that that can explain. Now, if this is actually the correct model, then it would suggest that an intervention would be to go and do some retraining on cops to get them to be more clear on what that base rate is. And this is an interesting thing. I mean, I think there may be some relevance to this in general in police work. When you go through police training, so I don't know if I mentioned this before, my girlfriend went through a year, she was in the SFPD for a year. She went through the whole training process before deciding it wasn't for her. And it gave me an amazing insight into what cops actually get trained in. And once you understand police training, your whole perspective on all of these issues in the news will change a bit, at least a bit. If it doesn't, something's wrong. And most people don't have the faintest idea what cops are actually trained in or what they go through. The way cops are trained is this. Everyone on the street could kill you at any moment. Okay? This is how you get through the day without dying, day after day, year after year. Cops die about, more than just about anybody. Cops are murdered, killed by other human beings more than any other profession other than, soldiers in war. Okay? And so they're trained to behave like soldiers in war. If I'm walking down the street and I see a very elderly woman pushing a cart, I don't think there might be a gun in that cart. But if you're trained to be a cop, you're thinking to yourself, I'm not cutting her any slack. She might have a gun in the cart. Because the time you get shot is going to be the time you're wrong about something stupid like that. Okay? So one of the guys that trained my girlfriend was shot in the shoulder, which, by the way, is a piece of anatomy very close to the heart. Pulled some guy over for making an illegal turn, and pulled up behind him, got out of the car, guy jumps out, fires. Boom, just like that. Routine traffic stop. So you're trained to just think everybody's got a gun. Well, that's exactly base rate neglect, right? It's just saying you're not paying enough attention to the fact that just very few people actually have guns at all. Okay? So there's something to be said for that, and there's something inherent in the training that seems to maybe make cops tend to do this kind of inference, possibly not quite rationally or Bayesianly. You want to go a step further and ask the question, okay, that can explain why they would think that a person of color is more likely to have a gun than they actually are. The question is, can base rate neglect explain why they think that a person of color is more likely to be carrying a gun than a white person? Okay? The question is, what would cause them to actually get the ordering of those probabilities reversed? Okay? And the problem set is going to ask you to walk through the steps of applying this base rate neglect model to that situation to see how far we can get as to whether or not this model is really enough to explain the policy phenomenon that we see. Okay? And so with that, apparently, maybe I'm just talking faster over time, but the next 15 minutes are yours.